Why, hello and welcome. Okay, sorry you guys had to hear that. I wanted to make sure that the audio was going through because for whatever reason it decided it didn't want to work very well. So I have fixed things. Why is the audio so low? There it goes. I wasn't sure if you guys could hear it or not. Anyways, now that that annoyance is out of the way, hello, how are you guys today? I'm doing good. Yeah, a little late. That's fine though. We're early, and I think this is going to be a shorter stream anyway. So, not by purpose, but by just what happens. Oh shit! I don't have my other shit open. One second. I am just all over the place today. I apologize. It wouldn't be a VTuber stream without a little bit of scuff. My announcement. There we go. So, I'm sure everybody's wondering, Sting Raptor, what the fuck are we doing today and why did you take so long? Well, we're building an edition for this. Whatever reason. Very far off screen. And what took me so long was we were having audio issues, but those audio issues are now fixed. We are ready to start. This is what we're adding onto today. We have our gem and minerals from, I want to say an earlier stream this year or maybe last year. I'm not sure. And they come apart nicely. We got geodes. I think that's a ruby. I'm not sure. I'd have to look them up. I didn't bring my instructions downside. I remember this is a tangerine tourmaline. I think this is fluorite. Not sure. These last two I definitely know. One is a pyrite, and this one is a... Words, please. Gonna come to me. Give me a second. It'll come to me in any second. Tourmaline. That was words. Yeah, tourmaline. This is what we're doing today. Got two of them. Well, technically it will be a grand total of 4. And those 4 are as follows. Once I get back to the page, because I was on the page and then left it for reasons. We have magnetite and a meteor and machitite and azurite. Come to the realization that except for one of them, all of them start with an M. I figure we'll start with the gray ones first. Well, maybe the flashier colored ones might be more, because this one has silver in it actually. So I think it might be a rocky meteor. We already got our display, our example out of the way, so we can get right to it. I think we're going to need our ramekins. Oh. These ones might go faster for a couple reasons. Reason number 1, there's a lot less pieces to deal with. And reason number 2 is the instructions are better. So I'll be going as slow as I can, but ultimately I do think this is probably going to take like an hour and a half. Not every stream has to be super long. I just prefer it when it is. Because it means I get to hang out with you guys longer. And let's get to it. I can guarantee you the stream for Lego build for next week will not be as quick. I'm probably going to try and modify it a little bit. But this week's is pretty straightforward. Ironically enough, the part that probably ended up taking the longest is the headache that I had getting the stream set up today. Oh, shit. Let me back up right quick. I almost forgot something. Where's my mouse? The one who was responsible for this nice little thing. I didn't write it down, so I have to go to the website. It'd probably help if I could freaking spell anything. Minerals. This set is brought to you by Orchid Builds. Or is it Orchard Builds? Like I said with my other one, and what will happen also, I will be posting the link to the instructions. So if you are so inclined to do so, you too can build this wonderful set. Still is a little bit of guesswork with this one. It does make me wonder if this one will have interesting constructions. I usually have to get up and stretch in between streams, but this one might be one that's short enough that I don't need to. Yeah, I meant to download, get another set of instructions, but I didn't quite have enough to buy the pieces for it. So I would have had another one to build. Seafoam? What is that? And grab the other stuff I need. By the way, I've been for trouble at the start did kind of make me get a little crazy. How are you guys today? I hope you guys are having a good Friday afternoon. Time has gotten away from me just a little bit. It's in here, right? Did they give me the wrong one? I know that I counted everything in here. At least I was pretty sure I counted everything. Let me skip ahead a little bit. Let me make sure I don't use that elsewhere. Not that one. I have a feeling that some of these I didn't get the piece I was looking for. Well, like they didn't like it because it's an internal piece. It didn't matter the color. At least that's the logic that's going in my head, maybe. Well, I guess I'll know pretty soon if I go to need a piece and I'm missing it. And I'm like, oh, what do I do? I think it's because this like reddish brown piece is kind of hard to find. I think that might be the deal with these. Because I don't see a seafoam color one in here, so. Does make things a little bit more complicated, though. And I think I remember having this conversation with myself as I was counting the pieces out, too. Having a little bit of deja vu. I don't think it would be brown. Although it certainly could be, because I do have seem to have more of those than I have of anything else. I think that's how I'll do it. I'll just be ready to break it apart if needed. I mean, that's what we got this bad boy for. I mean, it's not plugged in, though. For whatever reason, that doesn't seem right. Again, with those funky instructions. I guess that's a common denominator amongst these kinds of sets. There's not anything to hold it there. Well, hopefully it works. Well, I mean, that looks like that color. But I remember that white one there being specifically that piece. I'm sure it'll work out, or it won't, and then I'll be annoyed. The risk you run when you're building a custom set, I suppose. You know, I saw the piece I was looking for earlier, and now I can't seem to see it again. Oh, there's this little jibber jabber. Okay. Facing down. I mean, that doesn't. Oh. Oh, wait. It doesn't line up because they're not attached that way. Ah, I gotcha. Kind of. Put that one there. Oh, wait, is that maybe? Ah. That plugs in like... No, it doesn't plug in like that. That looked like it made sense at first, but then I'm like, it doesn't work. I forgot that was there. Okay, that works. It is not in there very tight. That way. I eagerly suggest, if you want a nice little challenge and you're getting slightly bored with standard Legos, this is not a bad one. I get the feeling this is, again, another filler one. We'll pop it back off if it ends up being a problem later. Because a lot of this stuff is down below, so you don't see it, so... That. I am all about funky constructions. It might be a better idea to put that on at the end. Not exactly a fan of that not plugging in, but whatever. Not entirely constructive, but we're going in the right direction. I imagine the coloration matters a little bit more going up, like on this side. And that's where the all the coloration and stuff is. So only one way to find out. Oh, I can see this. I hope it looks nice when it's done. I have to be careful. I feel like this will fall off at its earliest convenience. One go one way, one go the other. Seems like this builder likes these longer pieces here. More tan. And some lovely colors of seafoam. Says there were two of them. I wonder where the other one goes. Oh, maybe here? Well, it makes the most sense to me, so that's where it's going, I guess. Mainly because I have nowhere else for it. I think. wrong one. Mhm. Mm. I'm assuming what's going on is as it gets more and more stuff on it, it's becoming more and more stable. At least it's starting to feel that way. I was gonna say, did I put that in the wrong spot? We're doing our best to make it look like rocks. Or I guess, well, I don't know if it's called it for gem and minerals, but I know for fossils it's called a matrix. So for lack of a better thing to call it, I will be calling this the matrix of this rock. Or whatever kind of gemstone we're making right now. At least I think it's gemstone. Kind of surprised this one doesn't have more gemstones on it. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't fall apart as easy now that everything's all together. I don't know how the other is going to connect to it, but at least we got that. And now we're getting very blue. Oh, wait, that's already there. I was all like, where's that piece? My lovely colors of seafoam. Like that, I think. Makes sense to me. Hoping it is a lovely shade of blue. Yeah, I figure the coloration of the stuff on top is probably a bit more important than that on the lower side because it's you see this. The other stuff is more structural. Not that I'd get it, but I saw that they announced at San Diego Comic-Con the bridge of the Starship Enterprise. Like I said, don't know if I'd get it, but it's still pretty cool. That's an orange spot. One thing I will say is, while it is together, it's not a very strong connection. I feel like if I look at certain parts of it wrong, it will fall apart and explode into 1,000 pieces. Set you aside. Make sure I don't drop my other set on the floor. We do have one more set for mock month. Well, for MOC month. Probably will take longer than these two, just because I'm going to be trying to modify it, kind of like I did the other plane. Yeah, the problem with the next one is kind of like this. I mean, the last set we made that had a plane involved. The cockpit isn't big enough, so you can't put the minifigs in it. We're just gonna see what we can do about that. Yeah, there's one problem with this particular setup. It is very difficult to see where I am supposed to be building things. So one thing I am assured of, that goes there. Everything else is a mystery. I think that goes there. I have to try and guess a little. I think. So the issue I'm running into here is it's translucent, so it's hard to tell where one piece ends and the next begins. Don't know what that's to. let's see. Pretty sure that goes there, and I'm pretty sure that goes there. Everything else is kind of a guess, actually. I think I got a pretty good assumption on that. These two look like they line up so something like that. Okay, I think very shiny. Now I found a blue piece. This one. And I'm not sure where it goes to. Wondering if it could be in place of that one. Let me check. I don't see anyone in the next one that uses that blue piece. If I really wanted to, I could take it apart and put that there. I think I know where that goes, but I just don't remember which direction it goes. Where's my mouse? Okay, was that necessary? No. Do I feel better about having the blue spot right there? A little bit. This one should... And stays together. Well, almost. That piece decided it want to pop up. Okay, so maybe don't do that. Lest it fall apart. But, and then there's a spot that it attaches to the, actually I could probably show it. I decided I do not want the pyrite today. Yeah, does kind of fit a little over, but that's pretty cool. I can't figure out how to get the other one on. There. Just set him over there. So he's in the shot, so you guys can see. Next. All right. Let's get started. This is Matcholite, I believe. Sorry, before I continue, let me look that up right quick. So I'm sure. If I remember correctly, this is used as a substitute occasionally for Matcholite. Yeah, the other was Azurite. I don't know what Azurite's used for, but I believe Matcholite is occasionally used as a stand-in for Jade, I think. Because of a similar color. But more prevalent, I believe. This is a very pretty color because it does have like swirls of colors in it. I've seen it before. It's very pretty color. Is this another one that he used to substitute for? Let me check. Well, it's covered by stuff, so the real important stuff will be green, so okay, so I'm going to assume all of the tan is that's supposed to be there. I feel like tearing this one apart again. Holy shit. Gonna have to go get that. Now, let me go get that piece that shot across the room. I will be right back. Sorry about that. Okay, got the piece. Turned out I didn't need it for this particular part, but I will need it later, so. Lots of interesting conundrums today. Anyways. Okay, let's try and be a little bit more careful and try not to shoot pieces that we need across the room, so I have to stop stream to go get them. Shouldn't, considering everything else, I don't think I will have to do that again. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Double crossed. Actually, I can do one better. Quadruple crossed. Considering this one was a little bit more flat is the reason that I ended up swapping out that piece. I figured there might be more of a chance of seeing it since it's lower. Oops. Oops. Oh, what do I want? Let's see. I grabbed that. No, I didn't. So we want this over here. Be sure to keep the stuff on screen. I don't see that. Where does that go? Something a little bit more like this, maybe. Yeah, that looks a little bit more right. This one has a more sturdy construction than the other one does. Which is something that I enjoy. That way it doesn't fall apart when I look at it the wrong way. We know that's supposed to be there. That's about it. Didn't miss out on that. You know what's interesting? Since these are, I think some of these pieces are used, it feels like they don't stick very well. Like to each other. Humble observation, I guess you could say. I know I'm gonna need that. That's about it. And that gives it a nice little slant. Okay, we have another matrix made. Well, part of it. I think there's some more stuff to it than that, but yeah, make it look nice and presentable. I'm not surprised they don't want that further back, but I guess it does cause a bit of a problem. Whatever. I will not question it. This is a very interesting orange color, by the way. Like sand or something. Maybe not sand, but Okay, there's supposed to be a space there. It's like, this isn't lining up for whatever reason. It's lining up because that's not where it's supposed to go. Oh yeah, by the way, I didn't reveal what the issue was with the audio. For whatever reason, it was registering my screen as a speaker. I completely slipped my mind. But yeah, I have no idea why I decided it wanted to do that. Fortunately, relatively simple fix. Once I decided to actually focus and not just be pissed off at it. Kind of rather looking like a cow pie now. If I'm being honest. Now comes the part that actually makes it look like a mineral. Some lovely shades of green. Wrong one. Yeah, I would say that making it 100% accurate would be difficult because, like I said, this one does have quite a bit of swirling in it in real life. Oh, wait. It's upside down. Huh. Strange. I'm not gonna question it. You know, I got to thinking about it. Maybe as a special little treat, I will show you guys something that will be not next week, but like soon, of a thing that I'm planning on building. Nice little teaser, perhaps. I'll do it when I get up to do my break. Hmm. We like ourselves some funky constructions around here. I probably will get, because this guy, Orchard, makes a lot of mineral sets that are additions to our guys over here. I will probably buy some more shelves. More pieces for it, at least. I don't know if I'll... I might build them on stream, might not, because I'm planning on getting a few of them. That way I can display all of my gems and minerals. It's funky. Probably work itself out, but... funky, but work itself out slowly, maybe. I mean, that doesn't give anything to hook onto, though. I guess you hook it on later. Hopefully. Okay, yes. I guess ask and you shall receive. That's right. I'd help if I had something else. Well, I got that to stick. Something's not lining up. Because it doesn't say which direction to put that. Kind of looks like keys to a keyboard or piano. Okay. Since I don't know exactly how it's supposed to go, I made my own call. That's about right. I'm hoping that this particular step here does a lot to stick these pieces together because I feel like they're going to fall apart. Like they're stuck together, but just barely. Let's just go one little step at a time. I guess since I'm not going to be moving it around too much, it doesn't really matter, but... Wow. Slightly annoying design. So I'm probably going to have to disassemble this. Because it goes there. That adds support to the top, at least. Yeah, let's see. They send me extras? Very careful where you put your fingers. Metchelite. Well, the bottom's rigid, the top not so much, but... Now for the quintessential touch. Well, test. It is the same color brown as the frame. It kind of hangs off a little. But it does fit. Voila! Matchelite. Azurelite. Probably pronouncing it wrong. But yeah, we got some extras that I was not expecting. And just set those aside. I will be right back before we start our next set. Be right back. Don't go nowhere. I shall return. I will have a nice little surprise to show you guys, and be right back. And we are back. Let me just check something right quick. All right, we are ready to move on to the next one. Another one by Orchard Builds. This one is... Where is my thing that I was looking for? A magnetite in a meteorite. Probably an iron one, I imagine. But that is what we're doing next. However, I thought it appropriate to give a little bit of a sneak peek at something that's coming later. Brought to you by Good Smile Company. Probably not going to paint it because I'm not that good of a painter, but I definitely build it though. Back to the task at hand. I don't know if this one quite has the same problem the last one did or not. Because the last one had some pieces that were different color. I think it might, because it's that one. And I don't see any bright yellow pieces, so let's see. Do I use any gray elbow pieces? Yes. We're going to work in reverse. I want to build the meteor first. Because then any piece that's left over means that that's what it's for. The other one. Okay, so we're building the bigger one first. One that more requires gray, I guess I should say. All right, let's see. Ah, that was in the wrong spot. Again, let's keep these nice and in view so that you guys can see them. I guess I could have worked actually. Never mind. Yeah. So like I said, I think this is an iron meteor. I believe most meteors are iron, but I am not sure. As I am not in space. Like, it doesn't say which side you're supposed to have it on. Well, I guess we'll just be ready to move it if it is in the wrong spot. Because it doesn't specify. Maybe it does. One second. I'm making my best guess, and my best guess is to put it here. I guess we'll see if that's wrong in a second. Probably work out a little bit better if I put the mouse closer, but then I wouldn't have to shove the bin out of the way. But that's fine. Makes for a more dramatic thing. Yeah, that. That was not what I was looking for. It's so gray I can barely see it. Right there. Barely see it on camera. That goes there, and this goes on top of it. Yeah, it seems like it works. If it works, we proceed. There's only one way it could go. Oh, we need two of those. One on one side, one on the other. It's hanging out on the side of the box. What we're looking at so far. Upstairs. Up there. Like I know it's here somewhere. Into. Now, I'm sure some people are wondering, how am I okay with building a meteor, considering my position as being a dinosaur? That is what. This one's a small one. Not as big a problem with this one. Besides, small pieces of stuff fall to the Earth's surface all the time. I think they said something like, I think it's like 7 tons of space stuff falls to Earth every year. I'd have to look up that number to be exact, however. That's a lot of space stuff. Actually, collisions like that I've heard are relatively rare, especially now. A lot of them have been ground down over the years. Oops, I forgot a piece. Oops. Sure, I didn't pick it up right. Up there it is. It's upside down. Structural stability is not a problem that this particular set shares with the other two. Something a bit more akin like that. Well, I guess there's iron meteorites and then there's stony meteorites as well. right. No, I cut this one weird. I cut so a lot of these instructions I screenshot it. Some of them lined up a little bit better than others. I'm excited for the next part of this build after the meteor because of a nice little secret that I'm going to reveal. But that will be in a moment. And now we begin the construction of the face. Construction vaguely reminds me of Kobe set. Line up everything, and then everything else will hold it in place. You know, in hindsight, what I probably could have done is zoomed in on this a little bit. Oh, it's never done it twice. Think he's gonna do it a third time? Oh, it did. I think I mentioned it last week, but I'm going to mention it again. I think I will be starting Lego builds early from now on. Just, well, I guess it'd be normal time now of 12 o'clock my time. I like having the extra time. That way I can fix things when they go wrong. Proceeds to fall apart as I put pressure on it. I'm getting angry in this song. All right. It stayed together mostly. So all of them fit, except for that one. It just kind of slides out. I'm assuming something is going to go on top of it to keep it in place. Hopefully. Although something that I think would have worked out a little bit better is if they had maybe like 2 or something. I don't know. Who knows? Now we get to the iron part of the Iron Meteor. That is silver. I think that is gray. No, that is silver. Unless all of these ones are supposed to be gray? I'm not sure. I imagine it doesn't make a lot of difference, however. I guess I only need 2 of those. Guess we'll find out if that's right or not. I don't see any other colors of the gray part, so. Going to be dealing with very tiny pyramids in the next step. I'm gonna guess they're supposed to be silver because, like I said, I don't see any other pieces in here like that. If you go digging for these, the easiest way to do it is with a magnet, I've heard. Really hoping we put something on there to keep that. No, we don't. I don't know if I made a mistake or they made a mistake, but someone made a mistake. Hey, Ostro, how are you today? We are building things. The only problem is, since it's a custom set, this piece keeps falling out. We have built. Let me get it back in. We have built Azurite and Matulite. Nice. Hopefully you've been having a good time. You know, I know what it wants me to do, but I'm not going to do that. We're changing some things. This will have some form of support on it, whether it wants to or not. Nice. Elgato works pretty well. That's what I've been using. So I'm kind of looking through my stuff because one thing that is kind of looks weird having this one go this way. All of the others are going like that. Yeah, so we're making this kind of a custom build almost. The only other one we have is a solid bar like that. But the only problem is I feel like it should be on the inside. Well, we'll go ahead and play their game and see if it works itself out. If not, I will modify it myself later. Because there is a possibility that it may work itself out by the end. Or I'll be irritated. Probably more the latter, actually. One thing these MOC sets don't do very well is I think a lot of them are made on computers. So it doesn't take into account gravity. Or the fact that some parts just don't work very well. Looks nice if it stays. Flip it around to look something like that. Oh, okay. Okay, so no modifications needed. It's staying. That looks spectacular. All right, so we bring in. This one has our nice little geode on it. Figure since one's heavy, the other's heavy too. We can just do that. And that's what that would look like. Now, I will be... I think I mentioned it earlier. I'll go ahead and mention it again. I am going to be building another set of stands. Either I think my plan was I was going to buy another one of these and just put it on there. So I had an idea for changing this one to like a calcite spear or something like that. And I had the thought of changing this one from a... What was it again? It was a... This is a tangerine tourmaline. I mean, not tourmaline. Quartz crystal to a smoky quartz, if I could. But that will probably be a little bit from now. Now, we move on to the other build. I wanted to build that one first because it used a piece of something and I didn't want to use it and not have it later. Okay. This is the magnetite, I believe. Let's just check to be sure. Yes, this is a magnetite. I don't think it's called that because it's a magnet, but... I think it might be magnetic. It's gray, so you can't see you can't see it on the table. I think this will probably end up being one of my shorter streams, in spite of the issues that I had earlier. Yeah, I think the guy learned a little bit more from his other build. These ones line up a little bit better. Not that one. Gets to be careful about how much force I use. Fall apart at the slightest touch. This guy actually has like an entire set almost to himself. Or, I mean, that would probably fill out an entire one of these. So I don't know what if I want to build shelves for all of them. That will be a lot of work. I'll get back to you on that. A lot of these pieces are dark, so it's kind of hard to tell which one I'm working with.
Express Platinum like no other. Find out your welcome offer and
There's my mouse. There it is. And this one kind of sounds like a space theme. I guess it does go there, though. Kind of an odd choice. That is the one drawback of using a two monitor setup. Having to track down where the hell my mouse went. I know it was here somewhere. Okay, so let's see. It goes there. We had 8 of those. Try and get the ones on the platform first. Then the ones that are kind of floating there, we can modify. I mean, put on later. So we got 2 left of these things. So we got 1 left of those things. I don't think this one has one of those on it. We got all of our tiny little pyramids. Need 4 of those. I will say that is the one thing that is another drawback of these is it doesn't have the cutout. Like, let's say this piece, I mean, this setup right here would have a cutout in the standard Lego set. They don't do that here. Give it a slight little slant. Little pyramids. Yeah, we still got one right there. Oh, wait a minute. It's not how that goes. This could be difficult. Oh, I don't need to take it off. Just attach it directly. two pieces were basically the same. The only difference is one had it, one didn't. So all I needed to do was just swap them. They work on the big pyramid on the top. Something like that, I think. Although one thing I think would be nice is if I could see the part that I'm working on. Okay. And surprisingly enough, after it's done, it's sitting there pretty well. There we go. This is the magnetite. Now, interesting little factoid about this particular, I don't know if it's gemstone or mineral or something like that. I have looked for this myself. They're tiny little pyramids, and I believe they are found in California. I'd have to look up exactly where, but yeah, it was pretty fun. And for the final one, take our geode off. It has lots of connecting points, so and they're pretty good. You know, I'd actually say that I feel like this one's looks like it matches a little bit more than this one does. But I think so. Put that back on there. But I want to say that is about it for today. We are done. I am surprised that I had extras, actually. I don't remember getting them. Am I sure I didn't miss a spot? I don't think I did, but who knows? Best part? I already had a bag to put them in. But yeah, this wasn't long stream because only building 4 things, and most of the issue was caused by having to take it apart and rebuild it. So shorter stream than usual. Actually, the longest part of it was probably the issue that I had at the beginning, but at least it's not a problem no more. Let me see who is on right now. For a earlier than usual raid. Some of people that I usually raid into are probably at Offkai, so unfortunately not too many people are building Legos today. Otherwise, I'd raid into somebody doing that. I almost never see this person on at this time. Let us see if we can raid into them. So, let's see. And I figure on our way out, I'll show the sets we built. It looks like we can. We will be raiding into Dolzor. He is a Sauropod VTuber, so we'll be going to say hi. This was our Magnetite. This was our Meteorite. This is our Metulite. Probably said it wrong. And this is our Azurolite. This is the only one that I am guaranteed that I got for spelling. But I hope you guys had a good day. I will catch you all Monday for Monster Hunter. I've been unsuccessful at getting the component we need, so I'll most likely be streaming that, unfortunately. But I will catch you all later. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Have a fantastic weekend. I will catch you all later. Take care. Bye-bye.